Well, hello there. What's up, guys? It's pixelatedapollo. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well, and I welcome you back to Third Age Reforged. Today, we're going to see a massive siege battle. We're going to see about 13,000 troops on the battlefield. This is a custom scenario or custom battle. Now, I don't know if this is lore friendly. Pretty sure it's a made-up battle because you're going to see a little bit of everything. You're going to see Mordor, you're going to see Isengard, Gundabad, the Sylvan Elves, the Dwarves, and the Men of Arnor. By the way, this is called the Siege of Gundabad. And let me just go ahead and show you around town. Let me show you how this settlement, this fortress, this mountain fortress is laid out. So it's pretty much a three-layer defense. You've got the outer layer, which is just the bottom outer perimeter, which I think most players are just going to retreat from because why hold this flat ground when you can fall back to the second layer, which you can use a couple ramps here that leads to the second layer. And there's a lot of open ground in this second layer, which will give you a lot of space to do cav tactics, to set up some great defenses with archers and charge in with trolls. It's going to be pretty much a pitch battle in this fortress. And then for the final stand, we've got like the Throne of Witch King. There's about 3 different pathways you can take, and it's very close quarters, easy to defend. So I can imagine the defenders are probably going to retreat most of their troops over to this final stand. So it should be pretty cool how this one plays out. So on that note, let's go ahead and look at the factions. By the way, guys, the armies are a little strange today. Now, most of the time, the defenders are outnumbered by the attackers, but in this case, the attackers are going to have to rely on a smaller force, but a more elite force against those orcs. So let me show you the army comps. We'll just do some slow motion as we look at these armies. Unfortunately, the elves are mostly hidden in the forest, but I think it's safe to assume what the elves are bringing to the battlefield. They're bringing archers, they're bringing spearmen, swordsmen, and probably a couple cav units. And he's also got a catapult here, which is going to be great at softening up the defenders. But the player commanding the Sylvan Elves, his name is Sir Torres the Great. We'll see his army in action a little bit later. The next army, of course, the Dwarves, commanded by Jormain. He's bringing some Ironfoot pikemen, crossbows, warriors. He also has more elite troops like the Dragon Slayers. They're elites, but they're in smaller units, so you got to be careful with them. Use them when it's, the best opportunity to use them, obviously. He also has a catapult, again, that's going to really help with softening up the defenders. And he also has the Axeman of Erebor. His general is back here, which is a Dwarven nobleman unit. For the final force, we have the, of course, the Kingdom of Arnor, commanded by Thundras Fox. Now, he's bringing some Arnor pikemen. He's got some Swan Knights, who, unfortunately, the textures are not loading in. I don't know why this is going on, but yeah, well, I'm just going to call them Silver Surfers, because why not? And then we have the Knights of Anuminos, a catapult, and I think his general is in one of the Knights of Anuminos units. I'm pretty sure we can't see all of Arnor's armies, so again, we're going to have to wait a couple minutes until we can see their army, because this is in the perspective of the defenders, the evil guys. Alright, so let's now look at the defending forces. There's 4 armies, and this is going to be a little difficult to look at these armies in detail because all of the troops are scattered everywhere. So I'm just going to give you a nutshell overview, just to give you, a broad overview of these armies. So the first army, we have Isengard, commanded by Mac Power. He's bringing a ton of Uruk Raiders and Orc Reavers. You can see all these Orc Reavers. They're actually falling back to the second layer, just as, I assumed they were going to do that. Here's some Raiders as well. So that's pretty much for Isengard. Let's move on to the next army, which is Mordor, commanded by Flash 5. Mordor's got a pretty crap army, just a lot of cannon fodder, basically. Orc Band, Orc Raiders, and Orc Archers. And then we'll move on to the Orcs of Gundabad. We've got one army here commanded by Doc Holliday. He's bringing a lot of Goblin Band, some Orc Marauders. He's got his Orc Bodyguard, and I think he also has some Trolls over near the front line. Yeah, he's got some Snow Trolls. So that's, Trolls, Orcs, that's pretty much it. And then the final army, which is commanded by Sephiroth. He is bringing some Orc Marauders, Orcs, again, very similar to his other Gundabad ally. And he's got a ballista over here, which is great at sniping out enemy artillery. And his general is way back here, which is the Witch King. Get it? Which is the Witch King? All right, yeah. All right, so we can do normal speed. Please, let's start this battle. Okay, so the elves are finally appearing from the forest. You can see them very clearly, that green uniform with the snow on the, on the ground. They're very clear on the battlefield, but he's going to push up his archers first. No surprise there. We also have some pretty steady movement over on this side. I think the cav, the cav for the Kingdom of Arnor advancing forward. Look at that, the glorious march of Knights of Anuminos. I really wish the Swan Knights weren't over here because they're really killing my vibe on, since they're silver surfers. But these Knights, I think they're going to try to at least get a couple cycle charges on the retreating infantry that are falling back to the second layer defense. Let's see if they can actually catch up to these units and get a couple good side cav charges. We'll see here. Let's watch the Swan Knights as they get closer and closer. It's going to be an uphill charge. Should still be able to do a decent amount of damage, but we'll see what the defenders do here. Are they going to respond with anything? Are they going to stop retreating? Maybe hold their ground against this charge? They're kind of turning back. The Raiders are going to face them. Not that great of a charge, again, because it was mostly uphill. We also have the Knights of Anuminos coming in as well, but the Reavers are also in range. You definitely don't want to leave your cav stuck in melee against those Reavers. They're going to fall back, so that was not the greatest of charges. He probably should have... Well, I mean, I definitely like the fact that he was being very aggressive. I love to see aggressive plays like that, trying to take advantage of every situation. But I don't think it really paid off. And now Isengard is going to fall back to the second layer. Is he going to go for another charge, though? Let's see. I think he's thinking about it. He's thinking about it, but he's not going to go for it. We do have some trolls coming down. Trolls are going to protect the retreating infantry. Over on the other side, let's see, what do we got here? Most of the troops have fallen back, so yeah, Mordor fallen back. But because he's been running so far, his troops are winded, but they should be able to catch their breaths again once the attackers get in range of their infantry. The Warg Riders are also out and about, so the Orcs of Gundabad, this is Setharoth. He has 2 units of Warg Riders. Look like they're patrolling the perimeter, maybe trying to support the infantry. But it just doesn't look like the Kingdom of Anuminos. They're not that interested. I think they've suffered enough casualties. They're like, I'm not going to push my luck here. I'm not going to go for another charge. So these wargs are going to be able to safely protect their infantry as they retreat and prepare the defenses of Gundabad. Okay, so sorry about that. I was actually trying to make a cut because I assumed the armies would just be advancing forward and nothing would really happen. But we actually have the Warg Riders going for a charge against the pikemen of the Dwarves. I'm not sure what these wargs are, the Warg Riders are doing for Gundabad, but he's definitely trying to accomplish something. I thought he was going to try to go for the Dwarven crossbows. Why is he charging straight into pikemen? I really don't know why he's doing it. Please turn around. Please turn around. Don't. Okay. Oh, he lost one. That one orc. Oh, and then here comes the Knights of Anuminos who are going to slow him down. This charge has definitely, this charge has definitely backfired. Did not pay off. And now we have the Knights of Anuminos and the Swan Knights surrounding these Warg Riders. Now, don't forget, I'm so used to it. I make this mistake all the time. I'm so used to the Warg Riders being crap. Well, in Reforged, they're a lot better because, I don't know, it's orcs riding on giant wolves. I mean, it's just very intimidating. They should be really good. But he's going to be able to fall back. And actually, look at that. He killed a ton of these Swan Knights. I don't really see a lot of dead Warg Riders here. So they're able to go in and out, doing a lot of damage. But the Dwarves are now advancing some pikemen. They should move up some crossbows as well, so they can fire from a distance, try to soften them up, because these guys are vicious in melee. And I think he wants to go back for some more. He's gonna try to get some more cav kills, or he's charging into some axemen. Swan Knight's trying to slow down the charge, but yep, there we go. Oh, nice charge into the axemen of Erebor. But now that they're stuck in prolonged melee, these axemen should be able to do a pretty good amount of damage against these Warg Riders. See, he's going to commit. He's chasing them down. Warg Riders are kind of scattering right now. And we actually have a general. He threw in his general, who's in a Knights of Anuminos unit. The Warg Riders once again are falling back. Oh, is he going for some archers? No, those are pikemen. I keep thinking these are archers, but no, it's just pikemen. He could charge them once they're out of formation, which, nope, he's not going to go for it. So the Warg Riders just relentless. I mean, look at how tough they are. They're so difficult to kill nowadays because of the Reforged buffing them up. So hopefully they can slowly but surely chip away at their numbers. Real quick, let's see what the Elves are doing. They're doing nothing. Okay, we'll go back. Just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything. There goes another charge against some unprepared pikemen. That was a good use of the wargs, and they just wiped out those pikemen. I mean, they still have 91 in their unit, but that was a great charge. Going for heavy infantry like that is absolutely vital for the defenders. Because, you know, obviously you want to take out their heavy infantry. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. You want to take out the heavy infantry so it's no longer an issue. We also have a Silver Surfer General. His textures are not loading in as well. So there's something glitchy going on with this this battle scenario, but it's really not that big of a deal. But the Warg Riders continue to harass. Are these guys breaking? Yeah, they're breaking. So finally, they broke one unit, but they still have to take care of another unit of 45 troops. Please tell me these are archers. Oh, they're men-at-arms. Okay, so here's what's left of the Arnorian army, the army comps. There goes the charge. So the wargs happy to meet them on the battlefield. The archers are firing down. Oh my god, Arnor. What are you doing, man? Don't fire your archers. Don't fire your bows into a friendly fight like this. There's lots of friendly fire going on, but I think he's holding on to his fire, holding on to his shots, not letting loose the arrows. God, it's almost like irritating how strong these Warg Riders are. There we go. There's another charge. All right, here comes the men-at-arms. They butchered. Oh my god, they butchered the Warg Riders. I think it's because the Warg Riders, they were pretty tired at this point in the battle. They've seen a lot of action, and they did not withstand the great shield wall of the Arnor men-at-arms. And finally, I think that beginning phase of the crazy Warg Riders is coming to an end, and we can cut ahead here. All right, guys, so the armies have advanced forward. They're now in range of the defending archers. You can see the dwarves down here starting to get peppered a little bit. He's going to move up his crossbows. Now, the good thing about the crossbows is that they're well, if you look at them, they're well armored. They've got the shields on their backs. They're pretty much like Pavi's crossbows. So they're going to be able to withstand a lot of these orc arrows because, well, you know, orc arrows, they're poorly made. But hopefully these crossbows, they might be able to do a lot of damage against these Gundabad defenders. Or what is this? Yeah, this is Gundabad. Doc Holliday, he's got some orc halberdiers ready to hold this path. But I think he might, well, actually, he's not really losing a lot of troops to those crossbows. Oh, we got some trolls coming down. So he's kind of using his trolls here as a cav force. A fast-moving, almost like shock cav. Going for that dwarven army. Let's see what's going on the other side. The elves, are they in range? No, they're advancing forward though. I like the organization of these elves. He's got 2 units of spears just in case something comes charging down this hill. He can easily retreat his archers and use his spears to protect them. Over on this side, he's pretty much doing the same thing. 2 units of spears, 2 units of archers. We got a couple orcs who kind of lost their way. Kind of just slowly taking their time. Like, oh, we got elves right behind us. That's okay. We're going to take our time. We're going to go back to this inner defense on our own time. I don't care who's behind us. What is this? The Army of the Dead? The Oathbreakers? We have Oathbreakers on the battlefield? What in the world? Okay. Alright, guys. Oathbreakers. And they're fighting for the elves. I don't know. I have a feeling that this is a historical battle. Oh, there's the Witch King. Now, it's okay. It's just 1 unit of Oathbreakers. You can kill them with artillery fire, so that ballista they had for that final defense, they definitely need to use that. So no wonder the armies, the attacking armies are so outnumbered. It's because they have Oathbreakers on the battlefield. So the crossbows have gotten a couple hits here. Not getting a ton of kills, though. I only see a couple orcs dead on the battlefield. And we'll see what's going on this other side where the Kingdom of Arnor still advancing his army, trying to set up a good position here. Does he have his archers? No, he doesn't have his archers in range just yet of the defenders, but I can imagine he's going to do it very soon. So the elves are now in range as well with the dwarves, and they're going to be putting down suppressing fire, softening up the defenders. So this skirmishing phase is a pretty long phase so far. We've made multiple cuts. But now that the elves have their archers in range, they should be able to rack up a ton of kills, which they already are racking up a ton of kills. Now, we do have a charge, a pretty misguided charge that I think from Isengard. I don't think he should go down there. I think he's trying to get the archers by surprise, but the elves are well prepared for this. They've got swordsmen ready right behind the archers just in case they got to protect them. But the elves, I don't think they're too phased. I think they're like, okay, you want to charge down Isengard? We're going to hold our ground, and we're going to try to release as many arrows into your unit as possible. And they're doing exactly that. You can see the blood splatter. Now we have the elven catapult firing at the raiders. Are they seriously still committing? Oh my god, are they seriously still committing? Please retreat your men, Isengard. And here comes the swordsman to just break them instantly. Nice charge, beautiful. Charge. Wonderful, I love the epic charges in Total War. Let's see what's going on this side. We actually have the dwarves committing some troops. He's got the Axemen of Erebor, 43 Axemen fighting some Snaga Stalkers. Really not a task, too much of a task for these dwarves. That should be an easy kill, especially with the crossbow support. The Snaga Stalkers are now going to fall back, and they're retreating to the safety of the Orc Halberdiers, who are going to get ready their phalanx type formation as the Axemen embrace their presence. So here comes the Dwarven Axemen. Oh, the Snaga Stalkers are going back. You just can't contain these little boogers. Oh man, they're gonna slow down these axes. Let's see what's going on with the Kingdom of Arnor, who's taking a little bit of a sneaky route here. He's got his cav going up this hillside, which does lead to the defenses, but Gundabad is well prepared for the defense. He's got some orc band with another unit of orc marauders and some archers, so it's not going to be really a surprise for the defenders whatsoever. So we're going to head back over to this side as the dwarves continue to use their crossbows. He's got his lone unit of Axemen of Erebor, not really doing much damage here, mostly killing a cheap Snaga unit. But the crossbows, on the other hand, are doing wonders. I mean, they're doing okay. They're doing something. Let's head back over to the other side, though, where the elves continue their conquest. I mean, remember, the elves have the undead army. So the elves are probably the strongest faction, the strongest army on the battlefield right now, especially since they're seeing a lot of success. Back here, the archers continue to firing right over this hillside, this slope, and killing a lot of the reserves of Isengard. Isengard very wisely has his men into loose formation, which is going to save a lot of lives, but he needs to get ready for the advancing elves. So we got, oh yeah, some heavy swordsmen pouring in, and look at that. That is a beautiful sight, seeing all these elves and those mountains in the background. So there they go, charging in, ready to face the raiders, the Uruk-hai raiders. We got another unit of raiders committing to the front line, trying to match the numbers of these elves. Also, the elves are fighting over this way, so he's gonna have a small force, mostly spears it looks like. Spears, and he has some woodland warriors. They're gonna try to put some pressure on this flank against the Isengard Uruk Reavers. Let's head back here. Yeah, the elves are a little outnumbered, but again, they're elves. I mean, they have eternity to work on their skills of sword fighting, so they should be good, right? I mean, you only had eternity, you immortal bastard. And the elves are also doing a pretty good job of fighting the Isengard troops this way. Sylvan heavy swordsman. Here comes some trolls, though. This is definitely going to make things let me try this again. This is definitely going to make things interesting. So the trolls, so good at just wrecking lives and just, you know, disrupting formations. really going to help the Isengard infantry fight off these elves. So, I don't know. This is a pretty tough situation. I think the elves should probably hang back a little bit. I mean, this is just so hard to attack. Because it's like, I don't know if I said this before, but this map is definitely a battle of attrition. I mean, it's choke points, multiple choke points. It's tough to break through as the attacker. So sorry, I'm just kind of flying around, making sure I'm not missing anything. We do have a small assault here from the Arnor Men-at-Arms, taking on a Sheltron formation of some Goblin Band. Shouldn't really be too much of an issue, especially you could focus down some archer fire and kill a lot of these orcs. They're so blobbed up. But Arnor, okay, so the mindset of the attackers right now should be slowly attacking, right? Be consistent, constantly put pressure on the attackers, but whatever you do not blob up your troops. I'm so glad Arnor is sending about 1 unit at a time. He's sending another unit, which is okay, but he doesn't want to send any more than that because these archers will rack up a ton of... I mean, this is just a ripe target for archers, so you got to be careful with that. The Dwarves are also doing a pretty good thing of just sending in a couple troops at a time. He should probably send up a couple more troops against these halberdiers because it's not really paying off. See, he's got his crossbows even closer. Actually, no, these are warriors. He's got his Dragon Slayers pushing forward. You might want to march them forward. They could get tired by the time they get on top of this hill. There goes the Witch King reminding his soldiers what they're fighting for. Looks like the elves killed these cave trolls so quickly. We didn't really get to see them in action. So the elves sent up some spearmen as well to try to match this Isengard force that is containing them on the hill. So all it will take is just one choke point to be opened up, right? There's just one area where the defenders can pour through and then they can flank around and support other choke points that are being fought for as we speak. But the elves, again, the elves are just so good that they're going to be able to... how did this happen? How did the Isengard Raiders get surrounded by elves? And now we got some fire arrows coming in. Beautiful. Trying to support this Uruk Reaver position. I definitely think the elves need to send in our undead army, the Oathbreakers. Got a fight over on this side too. It looks like it's mostly woodland warriors and some Eldar spearmen. It's just looking rough for them. It's looking really rough for the elves on this side. Honestly, I don't even think he should have. I think he should have pretended like he was going to attack this side, right? Like, the elves should have just sent some units down here and just left them, just to make the Isengard player think he was going to go up there. And that will keep Isengard having to, keep some troops over to defend this area. But in reality, the elves will never attack it. So it's a good way to bluff, just to make the enemy feel uncomfortable, make them send troops to defend a certain flank. Alright, so the Elven fight is a pretty epic fight right now. Really, this is his best location. If we head back, let's see, over on this side. The Dwarves, yes, alright, finally setting up some reinforcements. He's got his warriors. They're going to help the Axemen of Erebor. We have the Dragon Slayers punching a hole, just breaking through these orcs. They need to send in reinforcements to contain these Dwarves, but the Dwarves are going to go for the Ballista. Oh god, you do not want to lose the Ballista. Great volley of fire arrows. Why is he not going for the Ballista? Go for the Ballista, man. What are you doing? He might be trying to flank around and maybe get behind the Halberdiers. Or he might be going for the Goblin Band. I think he's going to go for the first option, the Halberdiers. I still think he should have went for the Ballista, because the Ballista is it's pretty much the killer of all things. And it can kill the army, the undead army, the Oathbreakers, pretty quickly. So I think that should have been the main objective for the Dwarves in this current state of the battle. But the Dragon Slayers are surrounded. That's okay. They are Dragon Slayers. And we do have some Ironfoot Warrior reinforcements showing up to support these Dragon Slayers as they're almost completely surrounded. Let's head over to the other side. Haven't really seen a lot of action from the Kingdom of Arnor. Still trying to be sneaky about this little side flank. He's still fighting for this hillside as well. Still chopping up this poor Goblin Band. The 2 units of Arnor Men-at-Arms. So far, it's looking really bad for the defenders. I mean, look at that balance of power. The percentage killed is pretty much even. But you also have to remember it's not counting, the percentage is not counting quality troop. So I feel like a lot of the defending army that's died so far are the cheaper troops. So I'm sure they're holding on to their more elite troops, you know, to put up the final stand. Alright, so Arnor doing pretty good. Let's go back to the Dwarves. Okay, they've got a pretty... See, the good thing about this situation is that the Dwarves are no longer fighting uphill. They finally got some flat ground, so the battle is more even for them. They just got to keep pushing up more troops and hope for a miracle that they can get a chain route on those orcs, which is not impossible. Same thing for the elves. My god, look at this fight. This is beautiful. This is really cool. I love the background there of seeing Gundabad, the great mountainous fortress. So the elves slowly getting some kills. They've got their archers right behind their infantry, firing over their heads and going for the archers back here. Actually, some Uruk Reavers. Look at all the casualties down here. They're racking up tons of kills from those archers. Over on this side, not looking great for these archers, or for the elves, I should say. Yeah, I think, yep, here comes the army of the dead. The undead, the oath breakers, whatever you want to call them. He might be moving them forward pretty soon. I know, I think it's kind of like his last reserve. When all hope fails, send in the unkillable army. But I say that jokingly, they are killable. Eldar spearmen in the front lines. These Uruk Reavers have really done a number against these Sylvan Elves. There's a ton of them. I mean, look at them all. So now that the battle has progressed, I definitely think the Dwarves are in the best situation. The Elves were defeated here, so now Isengard can send over all of his attention over to this side. The archers are really still using fire arrows. Now, I like fire arrows because they look cool, but they're just not as effective as standard shot. Because the thing about fire arrows is that they're really there to try to break... Oh, this looks... Hold that thought. This looks so cool. Anyway, the Dwarves, it's just cool how they're like making space and they're pushing back these orcs. But yeah, the fire arrows, they don't fire as fast. You want to try to put down as much ammo as possible on the attackers. So I think standard shot is a little bit better of a, you know, type of ammo. But yeah, the Dwarves are doing what Dwarves do best. Using their mass, pushing back these light goblins. Those pikemen doing a great job. These dragon slayers and warriors are just resting up here a little bit. Got a little bit of a fight over on this side. I think the Dwarves definitely need to push up more infantry, which he is. He's sending up some dragon slayers. So this is probably the main concern for the defenders. Got a ballista over on this side. I don't know what they're shooting at though. I don't think they're shooting at anything. Arnor slowly but surely getting up on this hill. Every time they make progress, it looks like the defenders slow them down with you know, fresh units. So let me ask you guys a question, because I feel like I would get mixed answers. So I want to just see what my subscriber base thinks of this tactic. So in this situation, when you look at the Kingdom of Arnor, they are constantly using the same two units, right, to push forward and break through new units. So every time they kill a unit from the orcs send down another unit to try to tire them out. What do you think is the best strategy here? Just keep pushing forward, leave in the same guys and just keep going? Or once you kill a unit of orcs, fall these guys back and then send up a fresh unit and kind of alternate in trying to take this hill defense? See, I see pros and cons for both tactics, but I don't really know what would be the best situation. I personally think that I would just send in the units and leave them there and just let them fight to the death. Some people might try to retreat them and send up fresh troops because it might be more effective. But yeah, I don't know. Just a little talking point, you know, just to hear what you guys have to say. All right, so Arnor finally, oh my god, he's got some dismounted Dunedain finally in position here to attack this flank Now, I think he has enough to break through. The Dunedain are very good, and he's mostly got Orc Marauders and Orc Band, so it really shouldn't be that big of an issue. And of course, he's got some Orc Archers in the back as well, and some Snow Trolls, just in case things get really bad. Let's see what's going on this side, though. Let's see what the Elves are up to. The Elves are slowly but surely pushing back these Orcs. The Snaga Archers are now in melee. I'm a little worried about the Elves, though, because their numbers are thinning, even though they are pushing back a lot of Orc forces. And then back over on this side, the Berserkers are finishing the job here. This is actually really good for Isengard. So if these Berserkers, if they can clean up this assault, they could try to run down this way and get behind the Elves. Now, it looks like the Oathbreakers are protecting that back flank, so maybe that's not an option after all. Because the Oathbreakers, again, I have already said this, but I'll say it again just to be clear. The best way to defeat the Oathbreakers, do not charge in infantry. Don't fight them with infantry. You need to fight them with arrows, fire arrows, any kind of arrow, and artillery. That's the best way to kill them. Now, technically speaking, they're not supposed to be killable, but it is a game. I mean, there's got to be some kind of hope for the defenders. Which, by the way, the percentages are looking worse. They're looking even worse for the defenders. 46% of the defenders have died. 39% of the attackers have been killed in action. Yeah, this assault right here is a lost cause. The Elves are not strong enough to break through on this side. He is, okay, nice. So he's actually using that strategy of sending troops down. He's got a massive, just a train force of Uruk Reavers that I think are going to try to get behind these Sylvan Archers and maybe try to get into melee. See, the Sylvan Archers should probably change targets. Turn around, Archers. Turn around. Hey, behind you. Hey, look behind you. What are you doing? Nope. I think they're more focused on the Berserkers. I don't know. I mean, both targets are pretty worthy to kill. What's more terrifying, the Berserkers or a massive swarm of Uruks that are behind you? Oh wait, where's the Oathbreakers? Is he charging into Oathbreakers? No, where'd they go? I guess they vanished. Oh, they might be hiding right here. They are ghostly creatures. But the Elves have now pushed up their catapult, and they finally broke through, but at what cost? They've lost a lot of troops trying to break through. The Elves have pretty much lost their army. The Dwarves, on the other hand, they are fully mobilizing their troops and staying organized. I love this assault over here. It just seems like the Dwarves are just a unstoppable force for these Orcs. I mean, the infantry just does not compare. And what do we got here? Some Reclaimers, Guards of Khazad-dûm. There goes the charge from Guards of Khazad-dûm. So I like the fact that the Dwarves are not being super aggressive. He's got a lot of just men hanging back, sitting back, keeping his troops fresh, fighting on multiple fronts. Is this his general? Yeah, he's got his general in the fight as well. Arnor is... Okay, so Arnor pushed up some pikemen finally. And he's near the top of this hill. So we are on the verge of the attackers breaking through the second layer. And I think pretty soon the defenders... I think, honestly, right now, they need to fall back to the final defense, the final stand. Because if you look, again, the balance of power looks terrible, and the percentage kills, or killed, is not great either. And there's no way these Orc Marauders are going to stop this dismounted Dunedain Knights. Even with the support of the Snow Trolls, I don't think they're going to be able to stop this force. But the Snow Trolls, they're charging in. They're charging in. Oh my god, it is raining men and orcs. Okay. Go, Snow Trolls, go. So this is actually a pretty important battle here because, again, if they break through here, it's going to cause a lot. You see more and more defenders are marching over to this location. So it's kind of making the attack, or defenders, I should say, spend more and more resources to defend this side, and it clears up other parts of the defenses. I mean, look how thin this defense. There's only 4 units defending this location. So that's going to really open it up for the Kingdom of Arnor, who are just slowly, consistently pushing up this hill. And then back over here, the Dwarves, I mean, they're on the verge of victory as well. There's a thin line. It's just spread out trying to fight all these Dwarves. But I think it's mostly Orc archers too. So I don't really see these Orcs holding on against these Dwarves much. I mean, over here it's pretty thick line of Orcs, so they might be able to hold them back for a little bit longer. But yeah, pretty soon you just got to call it quits as the defender. I mean, I guess you could try to focus down the Elves, because the Elves don't have much. I want to see what happens. Oh, okay. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. We missed something. I wanted to come back here. I was like, what happened to that undead army in that Uruk Reaver situation? I guess the Reavers decided to fall back. Yeah, here's that Reaver horde. They're falling back because I think the undead army kind of spooked them a little bit. Now he has the Oathbreakers attacking the flank of the... Actually, you know what? I think this is half of that Reaver force. He committed half of his force to get behind the Elves. And now the Oathbreakers have been mobilized, commanded to fight. Now, they don't kill fast. It's not like the movie. They don't kill fast. They fight like a normal infantry unit. They just are pretty much unkillable. Like, no infantry can kill them. Gotta use that ballista. I swear to God, if they lose that ballista, I'm gonna freak out. Oh, God. The Dwarven catapult trying to kill... Is this a general unit? Yeah, Uruk bodyguard trying to kill one of the generals. You better protect this ballista. Yeah, I think he's lining it up so it focuses down the undead army, which is good because, again, that's how you're going to kill them. But if he loses this ballista, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to freak out. He still has a catapult up here, too. So that's not their only artillery defense. Again, they can use that catapult to try to kill that undead army. But this is pretty much it for the last stand. They need to just red alert, fall back. That's something I use. That's a term I use all the time. Red alert as the defenders means go back to the next layer of defense because the outer layer is crumbling. And there's no reason to constantly send more troops to their deaths. Just go back into a location where you have to defend less and you need less troops to protect every opening. But Setharoth, the player who's commanding the Orcs of Gundabad, one of the armies, he's committed to holding back the Kingdom of Arnor. Let's see what's going on in this side again. Yeah, sure enough, we got battle-ready Dunedain and the dismounted Dunedain. They killed the trolls, and we even have some calves. Somehow they were able to sneak by, and they're doing some hammer and anvil against these orcs, and that should break them pretty quickly. So yeah, this is definitely red alert. Fall back. The defenses are crumbling. So we do have some orc archers. Very good. Fall back there. He's got some nice halberdiers falling back. So they are trying to get some troops back, but they put up a valiant defense. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be enough. The Dwarves, I mean, the Dwarves actually lost a ton there. They still have some crossbows, fresh crossbows, and some axemen of Erebor. They still have a healthy army, you know? Like, looking at his overview of his army, I would say it's about half strength, you know? Like, I mean, I didn't expect them to lose so much. It just looked like the Dwarves were doing so well. But again, the Dragon Slayers have less troops, so it could just look like he's lost more. But nice, the Dwarves are trying to cut down the retreating forces. That's only going to make it easier for them later on in the battle. He still has a healthy number of... No, he still has a great army. They're just spread out everywhere. Let's see what's going on over here. Alright, the undead army, still 101 troops. Just keep a mental note of that. 101 men still alive, mobilizing around the battlefield. We've got a little last stand of some Uruk Reavers surrounded by the Elves. So the Elven army is pretty much dead, but again, they have the Oathbreakers, so they're kind of not dead. They're kind of just fine. They're going strong. Okay, thankfully they're retreating the ballista. They're getting it out of there. Just get it up that ramp. We've got some orc band who are going to defend this platform here. Oh, we got it down. Oh no, the elves lost their general. That's awful. That is terrible considering that he was clearly winning this fight. So that's an awful way to lose your general in a battle you are winning. You never want to be that guy who dies in a winning battle. Like, we're winning. Ugh. Damn it. Oathbreaker's getting some kills, killing himself a berserker. It's pretty easy to be tough when you can't die. Bastard. But these berserkers will not break. They're going to fight to the bitter last man. And the dwarves are now getting ready in position. Oh, some artillery coming down. I got Uruk halberds. They're surrounded by a bunch of dwarves. So we're just getting lots of small pockets of fighting at this point. Just of what's left of the defenders on the second layer. Just the attackers trying to take care of them before they advance. We got halberds retreating over on this side as well. Kingdom of Arnor is now free to advance forward. Yeah, the Kingdom of Arnor, I would say, is probably the healthiest army. They haven't seen as much action, so that's probably why they're in such good numbers. The halberds, it's too late for the halberds. They're surrounded. They're going to have to fight back to back. Let's see what they do here. They're trying to make a run for it. No, look at that. You got dwarves closing in. You got the men of Arnor. Battle-ready Dunedain. So that's a really good job by the attackers. Making sure the evil defenders, the orc defenders, they don't try to get as much troops back to the final stage. You know, they really try to advance their army quickly to track down these retreating troops. And now the defenders are going to lose a full, healthy unit of orc halberdiers. Oh, rest in peace, dude. I heard that screech. Ah! That was awesome. I don't really hear that in Medieval 2 of men individually like screaming and dying. That was crazy. You see something new every time. There's some dismounted Dunedain knights. They're going to close in as well. There we go. He's sending everything to kill this halberdier unit. Now I think we're going to get like the final skirmish phase. We got some catapult action. The ballista's set up. This is actually a really good spot for the ballista. And the catapults stay still over here. Actually, they're going to move it. I think they're going to move it to the other side. The orcs are going to charge out. Now, I assume this is going to be a very long skirmish phase. So I'm gonna time 6 speed. I'm not going to fast forward because there is a little bit of an orc charge. They're going to try to surprise these crossbows, which it looks like the crossbows are already engaged in melee. Yeah, we've got some orc archers who surprise the crossbows. Now the orc band. This is actually really good. Going to be able to take out a dwarven crossbow unit. And that's going to save a lot of lives. But unfortunately for the orcs, there's some crossbows back there who are putting down suppressing fire. Another great volley there. Killing a lot of these orcs. I feel like this is something Mordor has to do, right? I mean, they've got to take advantage of this opportunity. If there's any opportunity to kill dwarven crossbows, you take it. Because the dwarves could easily just sit back and rack up kills. Another great hit in the back ranks. Alright, so the balance of power still looks terrible. But again, they have the undead army. And if they can kill them, I think this balance of power will quickly shift to the other side. Alright, so he's got his pikemen lined up. Nice job protecting the pikes. Using the crossbows. Soften up that orc band. Over on this side, the elf. This is what's left of the elven army. Not much, but they stand victorious, taking that second layer of defense. And they're now going to move over to this side. This is the side where you need to focus all of your artillery. I cannot stress that enough. It's going to come down to artillery. Don't waste your shots. Hang on to the shots. In fact, you should be shooting that side as well. Here comes the ballista, though. The ballista is maneuvering. I think I think Sephiroth, he realizes that he's got to move over that way and defend that side against the undead army. But if this is just, yeah, I feel like this is just going to be a massive skirmish. So we're going to cut ahead once the armies begin to advance once again. Welcome back, guys. The dwarves have advanced small units of infantry attacking some Snaga archers. But that's really about it so far. Also, I want to note here that the ballista crew for Gundabad, look at this. Look at the glitchiness of this. Once it goes down a mountain, it's lost. I don't think they can save this ballista anymore. You can try to push it forward, but the dwarves will easily just kill it if they try to somehow sneak it around this ramp. It's too late for the ballista. Very unfortunate there from the Gundabad player. I was hoping he would use it against the undead army. All you had to do is set it up right here. Pew! Got yourself a kill. You know, just pew-pew with this unit from the cliffside. But instead, he was like trying to set it up on this ramp. And yeah, this is the end. This is the end of ballista. He might as well just stand his ground and try to snipe out this catapult. If he can get lucky, I don't know. But the dwarves are pushing forward some crossbows. They have broken through this inner defense, and now they're going up the ramp. Look at that. The dwarves are not slowing down. Over on this side, Arnor, oh my god, Arnor has lost a lot of archers. So yeah, he pushed up some archers. He's got a catapult nearby, and he's now moving up a small unit of pikemen. What killed those archers, though? Was it the catapult? It must have been the catapult and the orc archers. Doing a lot of damage. Those poor Arnorian archers. So this is really the calm before the storm, essentially. Not so much for the dwarves. The dwarves, this is a storm. Come on, dwarves. Orc band charging down. The orcs will gladly meet the dwarves on the battlefield here. They've got the high ground, but the quality of troop is nowhere even comparable to these dwarves. So the dwarves setting up some dragon slayers to help out in that fight. Back over on this side, the elves are just hanging back. Elves don't really have much, but again, they have the Oathbreakers, so all you have to do is send them up. They'll just rack up tons of kills and destroy forces. More orc band coming down to meet the dragon slayers on this side. Come on, Arnor. There you go. He's sending up some troops. No, these are heavy archers. Dang it. Dang it. I want him to charge in the infantry. Now, it is a smart idea to use the archers, though, because obviously you want to try to soften up these troops before you fully engage. And I think the catapult crew is just hanging back. You know, why waste your ammo? Wait for Arnor to advance up a ton of troops, a ripe target for that catapult. So he's going to wait and wait for them to attack. All right, here comes some Ironfoot pikemen. Finally, he's getting some pikes to the front line. Oh, they're getting hit from archers, though. Quickly, men, get into the front line. Support your poor dragon slayers. The archers are set up here. The archers are feeling the wrath of the crossbows. Is he attacking on the other side as well? So he's got his crossbows in the middle. And then on the other side, yeah, he is attacking with a small force of warriors, about 15 warriors. I think they're not so much attacking, but protecting the flank of those crossbows, preventing these orc marauders to be able to kill the crossbows. And now we have some pikemen. Very nice. They're killing the poor ballista crew. God, that sucks. Yeah, that really sucks. I feel for the ballista crew. They still have a catapult, though. I don't get it, guys. I really don't get it. I don't know why he's not using the catapult artillery. Wait, he upset. It's like they got in an argument. They're like, kill him, fire a catapult into him. No, he should use this catapult to kill the Oathbreakers, not Arnor. Never Arnor. Arnor is just hanging back. Look at this army, too. Very healthy army. I mean, I think at this point, the defenders need a miracle to win this one. I mean, the fact that the dwarves are fighting by themselves is a good sign for the defenders, because the attackers have very poor chemistry right now. They should be attacking all together at once. So there's a pretty big mistake by them. But I don't know if it's a big enough mistake to change the outcome of this one. It looks like a tough situation. Look at all those crossbows. What are you supposed to do against the crossbows? And the dwarves have easily butchered the orc band. Again, no surprise there. Dragon Slayers are pushing now to the orc archers. They need to fall back. They've got to send up more infantry. He's got orc marauders in reserve. Just retreat your archers, man. Get them out of there. Flee, flee for your lives. The elves, can we just get a push? Can you just attack? Oh, here we go. Yay, a push. All right. So the Arnor men-at-arms are facing the orc halberdiers. So finally we got an epic clash of infantry. Honestly, I think Arnor should send over some troops to help out the dwarves. And there's the Witch King telling everybody what for. There we go. Finally, he's retreating his orc archers. Oh, is he charging? Oh, we've got a charge here of orcs trying to get the dwarven crossbows. This could be a game changer if they can break through these pikemen quick enough, which is a challenge, easier said than done. But if they can break through the pikes, get behind the crossbows, might be able to turn this one around. Because again, those crossbows are just racking up kills as we speak. Every second, there's another kill for a crossbow. Charge in those berserkers, man. Got a lone berserker. He's in the back lines. Yeah. Get some kills, dude. Oh, the dwarves are turning around to face him. And we got more infantry coming to the rescue, trying to protect these archers. What about on the other side? Are the elves pushing forward? Come on, elves. Just send in the Oathbreakers and end this. Oh, no. The catapult crew is trying to take it. Oh, no. Not going to happen. Trying to take out the catapult for the Kingdom of Arnor. He's actually holding quite well against Arnor with these orc halberdiers. Arnor had to send up some more battle-ready Dunedain to support this front line. Whoa, fire arrows coming in. I think he's trying to light these things on fire. Oh, the dwarves! How did a random unit of dwarves? You're not protecting that point? Come on, Gundabad. Protect that flank. So a very sneaky special ops dwarven force taking care of the catapult crew. They might even be able to sneak over this way and attack the backside of the orc archers and the halberdiers trying to hold back Arnor. But it doesn't look like it's really necessary because Arnor is about to break through this defense. See, is the... Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Finally, the elves are pushing forward. Fantastic. Fantastic. There goes those Oathbreakers. They're very tired, though. So, you never know. They're tired, right? They could break. The orc, that great orc charge is quickly dying out here. The pikemen and the guards of Khazad-dûm just putting up a solid wall that these orcs cannot break through. Oh, and a good catapult hit. Amazing catapult hit. Killing most of the orcs. We do have some berserkers, though. Look at this. The berserkers are able to break through, sneak past that wall of dwarves. And now they're slaughtering these crossbows. So there is a little bit of a victory here for the defenders. Killing these crossbows. They're going to kill a lot. Actually, okay, the orcs decided to charge down now, so he's committed more orcs to hold this choke point. Now we got some orc bodyguard from Gundabad, Doc Holliday. Reinforcing the lines against Arnor. For a second, I thought we had Gandalf over here. But it's another... What's up with all these generals not loading in their textures? Weird. This must be like an older scenario or something. That might be it. I don't really know. Like, this might be a scenario for standard 3rd Age. or an older version for Reforged. But it's really not that big of a deal. Like, the battle's still playing out normally. So a pretty brutal battle there. The archers making it very difficult for those orc defenders. And then soon we're going to get this catapult. It's going to be able to point blank fire into this this wall of orcs who are defending this side. Really, this is going to come down to the battle right here. This defense of snow trolls. We got some pretty elite units over here. We've got the Mordors and Temple Inquisitors who are chanting. And then he's got more Temple Inquisitors and more Temple Inquisitors. So he's got like 3 units of elite units. Oh, don't commit the trolls. Are you committing the trolls? Just hold them back. He might be trying to catch the dwarves by surprise with the cave troll charge or the snow troll charge. I'm not really sure what he's doing here. So let's see. Get in there. Get in there. Kill some dwarves. Just kidding. Bluffing. See you later. Oh, there he goes. Yeah. Boom. Downhill charge, too. Nasty. Let's see what he's doing on the other side. Is he charging? Yep, he's charging down as well. He's going to get the pikemen by surprise. See you later, pikemen. If I was a snow troll and I was that big, I would just be throwing punches and swinging that pickaxe or mace. It looks, some of them have pickaxes. I would just be a wreck. I'd be like a twister hitting those guys. Dwarves power sliding there. Yeah! His victory is going well. Okay, so yeah, retreat the snow trolls. Get them out of there. That was kind of a waste. You've got to have infantry to support your snow trolls. They're a great, like, shock unit, but alone, they don't do as well. There he goes. He is retreating them. Cool. Yeah, get him out of there. Sweet. Fantastic. That's a great job there. He should retreat these berserkers, though. No, just fall back. If they just hold this choke point here, that's their best bet. You know, I act like they even have a chance. They really don't. With the death of the 2 artillery pieces, these Oathbreakers, I'm pretty sure that's the only way you can kill them with artillery. I mean, I could be mistaken. Maybe we'll get a miracle here. I mean, there's still a lot of time in this battle. They're forming a V shape for victory. The elves are advancing. Slowly, but surely. Love that formation. It looks so cool. So they're going to get towards the front line. And I think they should just full-on retreat to the final stand. Amazingly enough, the orcs are still desperately holding on against the Kingdom of Arnor. Kingdom of Arnor, they've used up a lot of their reserves, but they still have a very healthy army. With some knights included. The Knights of Anuminos. Yeah, look at this. Healthy unit of Dunedain Knights. Some Arnorian heavy archers. Yeah, it's looking rough, guys. For these defenders. I don't know why the attackers are being so passive right now. Like, they could easily just win this one. The dwarves are now advancing up their infantry. The elves are getting destroyed. The elves are just getting butchered right now by these snow trolls in the orc band. Come on, Oathbreakers. Get up there and end this fight. Alright, so that wraps it up for the elves. I mean, like, actual elves. I mean, technically the player still has the Oathbreakers, but that's it for the elven race in this battle. The dwarves are pushing up on this side. Berserkers trying to hold back these dragon slayers. We've got a massive retreat. Finally, they're setting up their final stand. Got a couple dwarves here pushing. Not sure why the dwarves are pushing on this side. They should just wait for the Arnorian reinforcements. Crossbows are now firing into the ranks. Please get your men out of there. Do not send your berserkers to their deaths. Get behind the snow or the ice spear triangle things. Just get behind those. Use them as a shield against the crossbows. Over here, he needs to retreat his general out of here. Once again, he needs to fall back to the final stand. So just for time's sake, we're gonna ×2 speed this. I think it's pretty clear that the orcs are gonna lose this spot. Finally, we got some dwarven reinforcements. If you look at the percentage killed, 93% of the defenders have been destroyed. Orc bodyguards, 42, 41. They're losing them pretty quick. More and more dwarves coming around this way for support. This troll is trying to hold back this huge swarm of dwarves. The Oathbreakers are now going to fight some orc bodyguard. Oathbreakers still at 101. No surprise, they haven't lost a single man. But they should be able to defeat this unit pretty quickly. Snow trolls down to 2. Oh, never mind. As soon as I say that, they're dead. They're gone. Why did they charge? Why are they charging in their reserves? I don't understand. Like, they should be falling. Like, this is red alert stage 3. There goes the general. Red alert stage 3. They should be falling back everything to this spot right here. I mean, there's one little choke point. You're protected on the flanks from enemy archer fire. I mean, that should be your main objective there. But he's got small pockets of just berserkers fighting. This looks like a general unit too. Yeah, I think it was. I mean, we saw his general die on the battlefield. This fight, amazingly enough, is still going on. The orc bodyguard's down to 10 men against the Kingdom of Arnor. Alright, finally the Axemen have committed to the final stage of the fight. Pretty soon the Dwarves are going to be able to break through this flank. Artillery now firing. Okay. Mordor's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm leaving. I'm leaving this inner defense and I'm just going to charge out. Gonna go attack something. I guess maybe he's trying to slow down the Oathbreakers. Oh, wait. The Oathbreakers are dying, guys. You can kill them with infantry. Oh, there's hope at last. There's still a chance. There we go. All right. So, it's not impossible for them to win this. But if they keep charging out infantry like this, it will be impossible. No, go back. Go back. If they pull this off, I mean, this will be the most amazing comeback in the history of comebacks. And, I say, the most amazing comeback in the history of comebacks. Well, I'm actually a Falcons fan, and I was saying the same thing when the Patriots were coming back. I'd be like, if they actually win this, this will be like the most amazing comeback. Oh, please, it's not going to happen. Well, it happened, and anything is possible after that game. So these defenders, they can win this one. If they can get a chain route, if they can pull off a miracle, you never know, guys. You just never know. You never give up hope. There's always hope, as Aragorn would say. The cringe. So the Temple Inquisitors trying to stomp this little invasion force of dwarves, trying to hold them back. The catapult still firing. We have dwarves now flanking around. I don't see. This is why I don't understand why they're committing forces down this way. Oh, I think he stopped. The Oathbreakers are down to 96. Just fall back your troops, man. I don't know why you're spreading out these troops. You know, if they kill the dwarf in general, there could be a chance of a chain rout. For the dwarves, at least. I mean, most of the dwarven army is dead anyways. It's really down the Kingdom of Arnor. Oh, God. Yeah. There's no way. No way. Look at that. Look at all those troops there. That is disgusting. There's no way they're going to stop them. Alright, so we'll ×2 speed it because I think we're going to get a pretty obvious outcome at this point. That the attackers are going to win this one. We'll even ×6 speed it. Oh, yeah. The dwarves are about to win on this side, killing mostly what's left of Mordor's army. Temple Inquisitors doing their thing. Slowly dying. Here comes the Oathbreakers. This is most definitely the nail in the coffin at this point. There's the charge. We got a general. No, they're breaking. I was like, oh, they're going out to meet these Oathbreakers in battle. No, they're breaking. They're fleeing for their lives, which is what I would do. We got to admit defeat by one of the defenders. Okay, so let's talk about what the defenders did wrong here, which they did. They made a lot of mistakes. They could have done a lot of things better. So first off, they should have preserved their artillery for the Oathbreakers. I know that can be very difficult at times. Oh, there's the Witch King dead. Knights of Numenor, how fitting. But yeah, the Oathbreakers, the best way to kill him is with that ballista, and the fact that he kept moving it around. You can't blame the player too much because that's just a glitch. It's very unfortunate. But if they kept the artillery alive, there still would have been hope. Also, they should have fallen back from this second tier a long time ago. They should have fallen back. And then even when the dwarves were attacking here, they kept sending out random units from the main defense. They should have just, you know, clumped up all the troops they had left over at this final stand, at this final choke point. But that's going to wrap it up. And unfortunately, we can't even see some player names. So this is a little bit of a weird replay. But hopefully you enjoyed it. It was quite fun. There was a lot of epic moments. Gimli leading the dwarves, getting 5,372 kills. And then we have Thranduil, who's leading the elves, 5,129, which is quite impressive that the dwarves got so many kills. Then Aragorn led the men of Arnor. It's weird. 2,400, but he didn't really see as much action. And then on the defending side, we got a mix of kills, mostly around 1,000. So here's the results here. I'll just kind of scroll through here so you can see them. You can always pause it on the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was quite an epically long battle, but unfortunately it was a pretty decisive victory for the attackers. So thank you guys for joining me in this epic battle in Middle-earth. I will see you next time.